Ready. I've been wanting to do this post for a little while, and I figured this would be a quick video that I could get out to you. I'm working on lesson plans today, so I'm pretty busy, but this should only take a couple minutes. There's been a lot of videos over the years about EDC, which stands for Everyday Carry. That can really run the gamut from pocket knives to if you carry a gun to really it can just mean like chapstick in your pocket and your wallet. A lot of people have pretty broad definitions of what an EDC is. So what I'm going to show you today is actually just kind of a little kit that I keep in my truck. From the time that I got my driver's license, my mom always made sure that I had several things in my glove compartment. Those things are not going to be in this can, but I'll tell you what they are. EDC materials are things that you would want to have with you in case of any kind of an emergency, just a small daily emergency, or something on a larger scale. These are things that would come in handy just in daily use, and certainly if you were away from your home and couldn't get back, you would want to have a few things with you that could help you out just in day-to-day activities. So the things that I keep in my glove compartment, I will show you now. One of the things is a pair of gloves. Those can be helpful, like if you got caught in the wintertime and were cold. And really in the wintertime, I have a whole other EDC where I have a blanket, a gallon of water, some more food than what I have in my little can, those kinds of things. So if you got caught on the side of the road and were not able to get home, you would have a way to keep warm and things to eat and drink. So anyway, I also keep gloves because changing a tire, sometimes you need them. I mean, my hands are not super girly and tough, but I'd still, having gloves can be helpful. One of the other things is a tire gauge. Obviously, everybody should have a tire gauge so you can check your tire pressure. One of the things that I should have in my glove compartment, and I don't, which is a huge no-no, because obviously if you remove an item, you should put it back. Otherwise, it cannot help you. My mom also made sure that I always had a deck of cards in the glove box. Again, these are things that if you get stuck somewhere, if you're waiting on somebody and they're running an hour late, get your cards out and play a game of solitaire, or if you're with somebody, play a hand of cards. These are things that you can do, obviously, if you don't have a cell phone with, or if you're trying to conserve your cell phone battery, just in a daily stuck situation. Another thing is a wine key. This one comes apart and it fits together really easily like this. This is something that, I actually won a door prize one time at Mary Jo's Fabrics because I had a wine key and it was like a little, what do you call it? Where you, not an Easter egg hunt, but where you have to go and look for things. Anyway, that's helpful to have. I also have, this is a knife that I keep in my glove compartment. It actually, you just like pinch the sides and it pops loose. I'm not really sure what this, what the actual purpose of this kind of knife is, but it was just laying around, so I threw it in the glove compartment just in case. So those are the things that I would just have in my glove compartment. Again, I would also have a deck of cards, and I'm a lady, so I keep some monthly personal items in there also. So those are the things that I just keep in my glove compartment. And that's, some people would call that EDC. So I'm going to include it in this video. So I put together this little can. I put it in a can so it would be kind of like sturdy. I drive a small pickup truck, so I just kind of throw it behind the back seat. So it's out of the way, but it's there in case I need it. We got this can of candy last year around Christmas time, and this was making an EDC, a little EDC, and making a video was part of my last year's resolutions on my to-do list. So look at me in the summer working on my to-do list. Alright, so I'm going to open it up and show you what's got inside. I was talking about food, so I've got a bag of sunflower seeds. I wanted to have something that was not that wouldn't really go bad fast, that also wasn't going to melt. If you put candy in, it's not a bad idea, but be sure to not have chocolate or something that's going to melt and make a mess all over your materials. Also have an emergency packet. I just happened to have it, stuck it in there. It's got vitamins and stuff in it, which could be handy. In a Ziploc baggie, I have some things. I've got a packet of Kleenexes. I've got it sealed so that, you know, if the can got wet, these things would stay dry. So I've got a packet of Frozen themed Kleenex tissues. Some matches. Actually, I have 2 boxes of like stick matches. I tend to have better luck with these than the other kind, but I just put them all in there because I had them. I put some of these little silica packets in there to help keep things dry. Sorry, Graveyard Girl, I know these horrify you, but they are helpful. So again, I keep those things sealed up in a Ziploc bag, so hopefully they will stay dry. This is, okay, so here's a little packet too. This is in another Ziploc bag. I've got floss, a chapstick, that's a candy in there, and a sewing kit. Now, I cannot tell you the number of times that this sewing kit has come in handy, or the sewing kit that I had at the time. You just never know when you're going to need to sew something on. The floss, that may seem silly, but floss is extremely strong. That's something that, heaven forbid, you were in a situation where you needed to stitch something up, like on your person. You could use floss. That sounds crazy, but it's really strong and would be better than nothing. You can also use it to patch things, like if this kind of thread was not strong enough. These needles are okay. Ideally, I would like to have some bigger needles in this kit. That will come later. But chapstick, you can use that for all kinds of things too. For your lips, of course, but you could use it if you needed to lubricate something. If you know, we're trying to get something unstuck, that's something you could use to possibly loosen up. So that's that. I have a whistle and it works. This is helpful in case you need for people to find you, or if you need to get somebody's attention. You should always have a whistle on you. Sometimes people call them rape whistles, and that bothers me because it's not just about sexual assault. But, you know, I have one on my keychain. I also keep one, like I said, in this EDC can. That way, if I need to get somebody's attention and I can't shout, having a whistle is very helpful, and it's just a good thing to keep around for safety reasons. I don't really know why I put this magnifying glass in there. It's like a plastic magnifier. Maybe just because it was small. I don't know if you could set a fire with this one, but I guess it's worth a shot. I also have a thing of safety pins. You never know when you're going to need to safety pin something. And I have a little knife. I actually forgot that I had this in my little EDC. This is a Swiss Army knife that is missing, I believe it's missing one of its blades or something. But it's got all sorts of blades, screwdriver, can opener, another screwdriver, can opener, doodle, a wine key also, toothpick, tweezers, all these little things right here, this sort of stuff. So that's everything that's in my can. Some other things that I always have in my truck are a book. I almost always have a knitting project and knitting needles. Those are also things that could come in handy in a disaster situation. I made this video just to show you what I keep in my EDC and to kind of challenge you to think about if you were in a situation and you didn't have some of these items, what you might do. I would encourage you all to have an EDC in the vehicle that you drive, just to have. You never know when these materials are going to come in handy for yourself or for somebody else in need. So, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you were not too offended by my bedhead hair. And I hope that you will subscribe to my channel so that you can see other videos like this in the future. Thanks, and I hope you'll have a great week. Bye.